have to go through this.
Okay.
So you have to share it.
Hola.
Is it live? Hola. No, very bad at that. So not going to try. I cannot even roll my tongue.
It's just hola.
Hola, hola, not the rest of the words. It's like, I'm not even sure if there's anyone back in KL, I mean Malaysia, watching. Because it's like, what time is it now in Malaysia?
Okay, wait. Almost 4. So what? 4 plus 6. About 11? 11.
11.
Yes.
Alright, so it's
Oh, look,
11.
7 people are awake.
Oh my god, all these people don't need to sleep, is it?
Hi, Michelle.
Who's that?
Simone.
You can see it? I can't see.
Yeah.
I can't really see. It's like,
Michael, Pua, Simone.
hi everyone. This is like, yeah, I didn't announce this. I'm obviously not in Malaysia. And yeah, I was like doing a few consults this morning, and I was doing also some tarot consults over video calls, and I was reminded that yes, today is the 14th Chinese date. Okay, today is the 20th. It's the 14th. Is that Michelle?
Yep.
Michelle Su. Hi, Michelle. Yeah. Okay, hi. So it is the 20th. It's Chinese calendar 14th, and tonight you'll be experiencing another full moon. I'm in southern Spain now. So it is still daytime. It's only almost 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So tonight we'll be also witnessing the same moon that you all will be witnessing now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So because through a few questions that some clients has been asking and all that, and I was like thinking, oh, it would be a good thing is it's only a very short Facebook live, okay, that I'm going to do today. I just want to, like as promised earlier on, I think we mentioned that if we can squeeze in the time, we will do a short Facebook live to talk about like this supermoon. It will be the last supermoon of this string of supermoons that we are experiencing since January. Of course, the biggest supermoon was last month in February 19. And this one, which is tonight, all right, you'll be experiencing, which is tomorrow in conjunction, is also the spring equinox. All right, so this will be the last supermoon for this string of supermoons, that it will, in a way, impact a lot of people who are not ready for all this, like suddenly like a push of emotions that goes into you. People who are not ready, you will find that it will be like a time where you become more emotional.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this, okay? We become more emotional. But people who are ready, like Michelle, okay? All right, and maybe some other of you who do meditation, you do healing work, you're already on the path where you are certain of what is your direction. This is the best time for you, all right? This is the best time for you. And I'm still waiting to share, yeah, whatever. Can you please continue on? Have you
link?
shared? Yeah, I'm supposed to share my link.
Yeah,
Okay,
I just
you
did
continue
share.
on.
So
Yes,
it's the second last supermoon, right?
Yep.
I think there's one more coming up in April, correct? But it's very interesting because of the timing of the solar and the lunar calendars, which have been in synchronicity since late last year. So and will be all the way till May, right?
Yep.
So that's that aspect of it, and then there's also all sorts of different astrological things which have been happening since the end of last year, but particularly in the past couple of months or so, or that go on for a longer period of time, that influences on a medium scale, in the very least, medium term scale. We're talking about like 7-8 years, and possibly a little bit more as well. So it's this portion of time, this period of time, where there is a portal that's open that can either really transcend us into the next level of our lives, or it could sort of trap us, especially if we're unable to deal with certain emotions that come up and certain key things that are dug up during this particular period. If we are unable to resolve them, unable to come to some understanding of them, as well as, more importantly, some healing of those old wounds, memories, attitudes, habits, and all that, which have been dug up and which we have to all face. So we've been feeling a lot of that, and then of course it's applicable to us in different ways, and we also see a lot of repercussions on everyone on planet Earth, the experiences that we've had with the different types of disasters that have been going around. We're talking about natural disasters, even out here in the eastern side of things, we've seen a couple, these landslides.
Yeah, and you'll be amazed. I mean, it's sad to say, but expect these things will be like, which is like surprising, shocking things which will continue to happen.
Yeah.
At least up to May. At least up to May. And it's heightened this 2 months. Like
Correct.
February and March will be like truly heightened. Not only from like natural phenomenon.
Natural phenomenon, in fact, I think, yeah, it's because we've entered into this new phase. So obviously, there's that initial reaction to it, but it's going to be an ongoing thing even for the next 7, 8 years.
And not only,
but that's for the natural.
Not only on the natural
side of
phenomenon,
things, yeah.
but also in terms of man action.
Yeah.
It's like man-made sort of like disastrous news. Okay, that you will see that it will also become more and more prominent these few months, at least up to May.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and it's all an expression of how. That the emotions are affecting all of us. We are all under influence from it, but because we are all at different stages of spiritual development, let's say, so it does impact us differently, especially in terms of the action or that one takes. So we see a lot of news, particularly of mentally affected people, or people taking on very extremist sort of views because they already always had these feelings and all that have been inculcated in them, that have become part of their psyche and even affecting their vision and how they act and their attitude and all that. But particularly more intensified during these few months of time.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. Okay. I'm done sharing. Okay.
Yeah. So
And
we've seen the worst one, I think, the most intense one so far, which was the Christchurch.
The New Zealand Christchurch shooting was like, it is sad to hear about it, but it is nothing surprising because you will see more of these things, especially for the people who you cannot handle your emotions. It's like these things because it really draws down. Because today I'm going to talk about a bit on tarot perspective as well, as in how these things draws down to the devil side of everyone. Because this month itself in March is exactly the month of the devil card. Alright, so we will go into that. It's like, what about the supermoon? What's so special about like 21st of March, which is tomorrow, where the spring equinox comes into play? Alright, so from the tarot perspective, from the Chinese metaphysics perspective, and I also want to hear from you, are you in touch with your own feelings? Alright, for me, I have like, I have a very profound founding. It's like to me throughout the flight that we took, okay, all the way from KL, we took a midnight flight to London. And throughout this almost 14 hours flight, it is all dark. Because it's like we don't get to see the sun throughout the whole 14 hours flight. Because normally you see like from dark to day or from daytime to nighttime. So we are actually traveling from GMT plus 8 to GMT 0, which is travel back in time. Which reminds me of the thing is like now is the best moment for us to travel back into the darkness of the past, of ourselves, the past that we have done, we have experienced, we have gone through, and the darkness of the past itself for us to reflect on it, to find a closure to it. For some of you, you might need a closure because I've just met with a friend / client here in Spain, as in like she needed a closure to certain things or to something that has been going on in her life since 2015. All right. So this time, okay. So just now, Melina Kong, you were asking me, like, so what's the thing that is best for you to do, okay, tonight on the full moon night in KL? So if you can carry on with the Facebook Live, please do. All right. You can continue on watching. But if you find that it is time for you to go to bed, by all means, like shut this, go to bed. But before that, remember to reflect back into your life for the years that have gone by. What exactly are the things or the things that have like spurred up in your emotions lately? What do you feel? Do you feel happy, joyful? Do you feel sad? Do you feel depressed? Do you feel lost? Okay, whatever emotions that you have, okay, meditate on it or reflect on it. All right, tonight when you sleep, ask yourself question, why do you feel that way? All right, find out the answer to it. If you have any questions later on, you can also ask us and we can probably share. Right, I'm not here to tell you what to do or to say that I'm right or whatsoever, but it's just that if you have any questions, you are unsure of your emotions, you feel certain feelings but you're unsure why you do feel that feeling, ask and you can share it here.
Correct. And just to share, I've actually felt these feelings that arise even way before the full moon. We're talking about even right before the new moon, right as early as beginning of March. So it might be feelings that you've been feeling since then.
Yeah. And in fact, it might be feeling since even
Even before
December,
that, yeah.
right? Because we have talked about since the winter solstice
That's
Facebook
right.
Live that I actually hosted back in KL. We talk about December onwards. We have this like very rare phenomena when you see the lunar calendar and the solar calendar from the Chinese metaphysics point of view that merge together. It actually transits like today. Like tomorrow is the 15 days of the Chinese calendar. It also marks the spring equinox. It's exactly on the same day. So you don't see this phenomena happen all the time. So when you see this, it's like really a portal opening up. Okay, so people who believes in magic, you will see that this is like a magical portal to get you to a Harry Potter land. Okay, all right. But if you're not, then it just means that now we are more in tune. We are more in tune, like inside out. We are more in tune with our deeper self, or you're more into your delta brain waves, into your inner self, right? If you are in tune and you are ready to embrace whatever information that comes out from it, you will find that it's the best time for you to find findings, for new findings, for new growth, for new path to reveal out of you. But the thing is, why people go into like a lot of, how to say, this uncontrollable emotion is when this portal opens up, they cannot accept what they're feeling. They cannot accept the devil inside their heart, which is what I'm going to share with you, because this month itself in March, okay, based on the tarot perspective, March itself, the card that governs March itself is the devil card. I'm not sure whether we can actually find the devil card over here.
Okay, wait, let me...
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, we have
there
it.
you go.
Okay. So this is the card that governs March itself. Okay. All right. So now, Melina, you don't know why, but you just feel good. That is good. All right. If you truly, genuinely just feel good, or surge of gratitude inside you, it means that you're already on the right path. You're doing the right thing. Continue doing that. So if in case some of you might feel miserable, you might feel lost, okay? You might feel like frustrated, anger, or things just get out of the way. It just don't go smoothly. It's just a way that our life is telling us that, hey, you are on the wrong track, okay? It is time for you to get back yourself to the right track. Okay, so tonight it will be good for you to, at least those of you who do meditation, meditate. Those of you who have not taken your bath, if you're like me, every night I take a like very late bath after work and all that. If you have not even taken your bath, it's the best time. Go for a shower, go for a hot bath. And if you have, take some salt. You don't have to have those like expensive magical salt. If you have Epsom salt, if you have Himalayan salt, it will be great. If you don't have just any table salts that you have at home, I'm sure you have some salt at home, right? Okay, scrub yourself with those salts. It's a very good night for you to clean energetically, to clean yourself, to cleanse your energy, so that now you are no longer binded, hopefully, and release all negative energies that's been holding on to you all this while.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Joe, hi. She said good evening earlier. Hi, Joe.
Hi,
She
hi,
says,
Joe.
feeling down today. Thanks for reminding me to meditate.
All right.
You're
So
welcome,
remember,
Joe.
whatever feelings that comes to you now, remember, don't push away those feelings. It's a good reminder. It's a good way for your body and your soul to communicate with you. All right. So those of you who believe in religion, you can say that this is the way that God communicates with you. If you're not into religious things, you can say that this is how the universe communicates with you. If you're a more scientific person, you can talk that this is how your subconscious communicate with you, your inner self. All right. So don't push away all these emotions. It's the best time. If you feel like crying, please, by all means, cry. Right? If you feel like, saying something. Now, saying something is very, very important, which I will go into it from the Chinese metaphysics perspective. If you have the 8 trigrams, okay, the 8 trigrams from a Bagua, if you've heard about the Bagua before, the 8 trigrams of the Bagua. Now, today itself, or this particular month itself, is actually a month or the Gua of a Zhen Gua. Okay, Zhen Gua is thunder, thunderous. It means that certain things, it can be a joke of things that's happened, or things that might happen to actually joke you up, to wake you up, to make changes in your life, all right? And then the actions that relating to Zhen Gua is saying something, because we have different actions in different trigrams to guide us of what we can do in order to improve ourselves. And Zhen Gua itself is about saying things out. Ask yourself, what are the things that you have been keeping inside you, consciously or subconsciously, that you always wanted to say it out, but you feel bad, or you feel restricted, you feel that you can't, all right? Or you feel like dispowered, that you shouldn't, or there's no way that you can actually speak out the truth. Please do say it out, because small little minor things of your own opinion, if you try to suppress it over time, when it gets too intense, this is the thing that is how it will be out of like, how to say, management. If you see the Christchurch event, like the Christchurch shooting in the mosque in New Zealand, like you can see and you can sense and you can feel this person, how much of dissatisfaction that the person has already been like bearing inside him, okay, how much he wants to make his voice heard, how much he wants the world to hear his point of view, and it goes to extremist how to say intense, okay, a way of getting it resolved. Of course, we wouldn't want ourselves to resolve things in the most extreme way where it explodes out like that. So if we can actually deal with things, small things, one step at a time, then it won't gather up as like in an emotional what we call a bomb. Okay,
literally,
yeah, because or else it will eventually like trigger, and the aftermath or the results of it will be actually quite overwhelming, let's put it that way. Okay, now I wanted to share about this, okay, and today we talk about like the super moon. As I heard, it's like April there's another super moon, or it's just a full moon. It's still another full moon.
So where in March there's another.
There's a March.
Every month, of course.
There's a full moon, but it might not be considered.
There's another super moon. It's just not direct. What do you call it? They're not at the 0 degrees of the sign of the moon. That's
so the 0 degree is actually now that's happening, right? Okay, so tomorrow
it's a 0 degree full moon in Libra.
Okay.
Right, so it's a bit more. Generally, it's more intense when it's exact.
Yeah, everything, and you see that it's like all alignment is like, of course, in Chinese Metaphysics, we call this the death and emptiness line. Everything is aligning together. We call it an eclipse or a void or something that comes on in alignment. We have the solar calendar, we have the lunar calendar, we have also the super moon onto the 0 degree. Of the astrology point of view, that's calculation. He's very into Western astrology. I'm very Chinese though. Okay, all right. But the thing is, I want to share is like we talked about this before. That's like the super moon and how it's like the biggest, how it's going to affect us emotionally. Now, one thing we also would like to pay attention to is the date. The date tomorrow exactly is the 15 days, okay, which is the full moon is actually tomorrow. That's why you see it tonight transition into midnight. And then 2019 March 21st, okay, which is tomorrow, is also the spring equinox.
Yep.
All right. And if you look from the tarot perspective, okay, 2019 is actually a year of the 3. It's a year of number 3. If you add 2, 0 plus 1 plus 9, you actually all together, you add up together, you get number 12, okay, which is the hangman, and you narrow it down to a single digit number, is a year of a 3, which is like a year of the empress. Okay, you can hold on to this. I can't read any of the comments. I know comments are coming in very good. I will read into it later, and probably Kong Yu here, he has better eyesight with his phone. He can help me to read. Because it's like I'm trying to look at the comments there, so I really can't see it.
There's a lot of glare from the wonderful sun.
Okay, so the thing is, 2019 is actually a year of a 3, of the empress, and I'll explain to you why. And now we are in the month of March, which is another 3, another empress, or another figure of 3, okay, which is the month of March. And tomorrow, 21st, okay, it's also a number 3. So we have a set of number 3, which is 3, 3. Means from the year, the month, and the day, we have 3 sets of number 3. And number 3 itself is a very like powerful number. It's a number we talk about besides body, like it's like body, mind and soul, okay, and then we talk about like the heaven, earth and man. A lot of all these like how to say, the trinity of things, okay. Number 3 is a very powerful number, like for us to find inside out, okay. Inside out is like to find balance, okay, in terms of internal and external as well. Okay, so number 3 itself is also a very spiritual number in that sense, okay? It's all about like balancing in life. So now for people like just now, like Melina, you say that probably you just sit down and probably now before you even rest for the day and before you sleep, you felt that intense joy. You felt happy. It's like this true happiness come from you and you feel grateful of everything that has happened in your life now. That's a very good sign, okay? It means that now in terms of the body, mind and spirit, okay, it's like it is all aligned. It is all aligned, you are balanced, okay, and you're on the right track. But not many of us, we actually go to bed all the time feeling that joyful feelings. And here it's not about like comparing, okay?
Right.
It's not about saying, oh my God, it's like people feeling happy, how come I'm not? It's all right, because this is the best time for us to find the answer, and the best time for us to look deep into ourselves and to heal ourselves.
Yeah,
Let's put it that way.
Angeline says, I'm so lost since 2 years ago. What should I do?
All right, so we will go into that, Angeline. Now the thing is, because there's so many of you out there. Now I have my tarot card here. Okay, probably if later on we have time, we can just like pick some cards and like answer to your question. But remember, every one of us has an answer. Okay, to our path. All of you have it. Now don't listen to me because I sell consultation work. Oh, don't worry, you are lost. Okay, pay me and I'll lead you into the way of life. You don't have to do that if you're very in tune to yourself. Okay, and this is the best time for you to do it. So instead of like me trying to tell you, okay, come, let me tell you the answer, I would rather for you to try to find the answer on your own. Okay, that's why those of you who meditate, who are very like well versed with meditation, is the best night for you to do so. All right, if not, just relax, chill yourself, take a salt water bath, hot water bath, and then use salt to actually cleanse yourself energetically. Go to bed and pay attention to what are the dreams that it might actually comes out. Okay, right, during your bedtime. All right, remember to keep a journal by your side. Remember those dreams. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you have had certain dreams, whatever dreams it is, what images, what feelings that you're feeling, jot it down.
Correct.
Okay, take down the information, because those are the informations or the keys to help you to find your path.
Yeah, normally it should occur during the deep sleep hours, which is later part of your sleep, depending on how early you go to bed. So then I find that my awakenings or the images or the vivid dreams usually come right before 5 to about 6 o'clock.
All right, so don't stress about it. Okay, whoever that was asking about Angeline, if you feel lost or whatever, don't worry. All right, you just have to calm yourself down. Why meditation helps this time is because meditation is supposed to help you to calm yourself down. Now, if you can't meditate or you don't know how to meditate, start counting. Okay, people always say it's like counting sheep to get you to like sleep. Start counting, all right? Or if you are in tune with your breathing, all right, start focusing onto your breathing, okay?
Always works.
Yeah, because when you focus on this, okay, and then it will calm you down. And once you calm, it is a higher chance that it can penetrate deeper into your subconscious mind. And that's when all the answers will reveal. Because trust me, if you're in tune with yourself, you will find the answer. The only thing you got distracted is by the fear, okay? External things, the society. It's like once you found the answer and you start comparing with people, it's like, oh, how come I feel so lost and yet people feel so like confident, people feel so happy? Because at the end of the day, you will never know whether the person is truly happy or not. Because to be very honest, more and more people are living in denial nowadays. People act happy. People post how happy they are on social media. People want people to think that they are happy. But because in our field of work, we have seen like a lot of people. Okay, so it's like, remember, don't compare. Don't compare yourself as in, is it something wrong with you? If you feel miserable, it's the best time for you to feel that. Because if you feel that, means you are on the way to find the answer. To transform yourself, to review yourself, okay?
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay, shall we talk about the spring equinox?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Please,
so that
please
happens tomorrow, right? But literally it's overlapping with the full moon. So what's the significance of that? So we have the first official day of spring coming up
tomorrow.
March 21st.
Yeah, probably you don't feel it so much back in Malaysia, okay? But here, okay, in like countries with 4 seasons, I'm currently in Spain, and like you definitely feel it because you can hear the wind. It's like it's still cold and like it is still officially winter today. So tomorrow onwards, you will see that it goes into spring. And just right in front of me, we have this like wines of like grapes. Okay, we have grapes, and it is all during winter. You see all the grapes itself has been like really like dried up. And now you can see that it is sprouting out with new leaves.
New leaves, yeah.
All right, and that is the significance of spring. And you can see like the trees over here also is like totally no leaves at all. And you can see 1 or 2 leaves is like really starting to sprout out. So spring equinox is only a season for us to actually remind ourselves, like winter is is a time of reflection, it's a month of reflection, for us to reflect, for us to get ourselves ready, for us to rejuvenate, okay? And then spring itself, okay, if we follow the rhythm of the nature, all right, spring itself is really the time for us to grow, okay? It is a more yang energy. It's time for us to grow.
Yep.
It's a time for us to focus on our path or whatever that we want to achieve, okay? And how to achieve it and start taking action. Now, a lot of times why during this time is like people feel depressed, people feel lost, is because like deep down inside you, you have not really found that path that you want to take, okay? Probably we are still very affected with the external, okay, of the society, of expectations of the society, of like how a mother should be, how a wife should be, how a woman should be, how a man should be, how a child should be, how a student should be, how an employer should be. You know, all these things, you have all these things that are still governing us. We have this should and shouldn't. So if you try to like put all this aside and really ask yourself, if all these circumstances of the society, don't talk about like money or whatsoever that is affecting you, okay, what exactly do you want to achieve in life? Okay, because one thing I want to talk about money and all that, and people start giving me the answer as in like, I have to say this before you ask me like, how can you not care about money because I have bills to pay? Like seriously, if you really think about yourself and how to handle yourself, it's like how much bill exactly do you need to pay? Okay, I have seen clients, okay, who out of fear get themselves into like a lot of debts, okay, and this debt itself is not something that's necessity in your life, okay. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go out there and make more money and have like more lifestyle. It's not that, but it's just that whether you are ready for it. If you're ready for it, it's like it will grow gradually. You have the fundamental core very nicely built. But a lot of people, trust me, out there, they got this like how to say that, got attached or they got influenced by all this get rich quick scheme. It's about over investing. It's about going into all these things that make you rich overnight. And these are the things that somehow has been like a push to you or commit you into all this lifelong debts that you get yourself into. And because of this debt itself, is eventually that's how you feel that you couldn't or you're not free to do the things that you truly want to do. And from that, it is like a karmic loop. It's like situations that it brings you deeper and deeper and deeper into it.
And don't forget that it is based on the fundamental of fear and insecurity in the first place, because that's why people want to lock things in, lock investment down. They want to make sure that they have all the things covered for the future. So it's all actually a manifestation of fear.
Exactly. It's like I have this couple as a client, okay, my client itself, they're trying to do so much in terms of feng shui and party and all that to heighten their business, to get more business for them. They are actually operating a law firm, all right, and they were saying that business is not enough. And then to me, it's like, seriously, I tell them straight to the face, it's not that your business is not enough, it's not that the law firm is not making money for you, but the thing is, whatever that's making here, now you have to channel it out to other things which is non-related to your business. Okay, a business is only deemed to fail if you cannot self-sustain your business. Okay, but the thing is, their issues is they have actually has a lot of other investments, a lot of properties and other investment that have committed themselves into, and now they put all the hope into the business, and hopefully this business can actually brings in the money as a miracle suddenly to cover all the holes that have they created. Come on, it's common sense. It doesn't happen that way. Okay, so these are the things that somehow people gets into this position, whereas like they will say, of course, it's like easy for you to say, do the things that you truly enjoy and you're free yourself from it. Okay, but I can't because I have this. But ask yourself, it's like, how many of those do you actually need in your life?
And there should be a difference between commitment and responsibility.
And and there's also
they're not quite the same thing.
And as also there's a difference between happy and so-called wealthy. All right, so if you're rich, you can be like filthy rich, but in a way, if you're unhappy, you're not going anywhere. You have seen numerous examples of this. It's like people like committing suicide, like famous people, wealthy people. Okay, like why is it so? So you have to choose. Now is the time. Tonight is the best time for you to choose and fix yourself. What exactly do you want in life? Okay, do you want like things that make you unhappy, or do you want things that actually makes you happy? Okay,
Right.
It's very simple.
So we would say that the spring equinox is a good time for another spring, because for me, I always observe spring as in Lapchun, right?
Lapchun is
or
the
5th.
coming of spring.
Correct. But
It's
I
the
always,
coming.
to me, I always
Yeah.
feel that as that's my spring for the year.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a coming of spring, but it's not really the height of spring. Now, tomorrow is the height of spring. It's like the tip, like the tip of spring. It's like the highest point of spring. Because from here, you will see that it's like everything. Now, the coming of spring means things start to grow.
Yeah.
Okay, it starts like ideas. It slowly starts to grow. But the height of spring is like where the spring now transform into fire. Wood transform into fire is the best thing that you want to see. Because if you see growth but you don't see transformation into fire, because from spring equinox itself, the next thing is you will actually go into more and more into summer. So you'll see more and more fire energy will comes in. It's like more results into the things that we do. Okay, so coming of spring is only a beginning point, but from tomorrow onwards is a point where we actually wants to see result from it. Okay, but again, for those of you who are ready, who are very sure of your path, you are happy of doing what you're doing, this is the best time for you to accelerate further into it. Best time. But again, this is not a competition thing. It's not a competition between people. Everyone is unique, everyone is individual, everyone starts from a different age. Okay, some starts younger, some starts older. All right, so if you feel that you're still lost and you have not find your path, it's never too late. Okay, but the thing is, if you continue to be in the loss, that is the problem. So now is when the gates open and it doesn't come by all the time. It's the best time for us to really ask ourselves, eliminate all fears that comes to you. Okay, like all the what ifs, buts. Okay, where I really want to do it. What if, buts. Okay, right? If you're what if and buts, it means that you still have fear inside you. Don't think about the what ifs. Don't think about the but. Just think about the thing that you truly want to do and ask yourself why you want to do it. Why? Okay. And I'm really, really like shocked. Like I was just telling him, it's like, oh, we need to do a Facebook Live. We were telling our friends, but I'm not sure whether we want to do it today because of the time difference. All right. And earlier this morning when we were in Spain, okay, I would say, okay, I don't care. I'll just do it. Probably it will be around like midnight in Malaysia time. No one will be watching. I'm not sending any reminder. It is fine because tomorrow when you guys wake up, you can watch. And I'm surprised there are like almost 50 of you here online.
There was almost 60 just now earlier.
Yeah, you guys don't have to
They don't
sleep.
sleep.
Okay, thank you so much.
Maybe
because,
they're up watching the full moon.
yeah, because when I was telling my friend, and my friend was saying, but it's in midnight there in Malaysia. It's like no one will be watching. But my intention is different. It's like it's not about whether people is watching or not. It's rather about I say the thing I want to say out or not.
Yeah.
So remember, springtime now, the spring equinox is all about balance. It's about balancing your life because day and night from tomorrow onwards is the most equal comparatively to the rest of the months in the year. Okay, so it is really the time for us to really like find deeper answer to ourselves. Are we really balanced in our life? What are the things that we truly want to balance? And just ask yourself one question: do you want to be happy or not? Yeah, you just have to fix a point and clarity into that point of like truly what you want. All right, and then you see that Empress, as I say, is a 3, 3, and 3. It's like amazingly tomorrow. It's like all these things is about number 3, and number 3. Okay, it's all about like growth. What are the things that you understand from number 3 card?
For me, growth and changes, right? And it could also be something that is sudden, right? So rapid growth, something that you really, really want to do, and something that also is forced into your environment, into your life.
Yeah.
So sudden changes. So we know generally we hate changes as human beings because we like the status quo and we prefer comfort and all that. But one thing I also have started to really embrace is that without any sort of discomfort and without any change, you can't grow. As simple as that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need that external sudden change imposed on you so that you are knocked out of the comfort zone and you grow
so
from
you
there.
will find that this time round you will feel that probably it's like your work working environment are giving you so much issues that you feel like making changes. Okay, again, remember, when you make these changes, it's truly you have to see the difference of the urge that comes out from you. Are you running away from things, or are you really making a change? All right, if you find that there are many things that you cannot get along with people and all these things, and you want to run away from it, that's not change, that's running away. You are taking flight rather than fighting over it.
That's right.
But if you really want to make a change, means you look into the things that, what are the things that you can change? You can change yourself. It's not about like changing the external, as in like, I'll be my own self, I'll be the same person that I am. If I'm not good at socializing, I'm not good at my work, I'm not good at my skill, I will continue this, but I'll change the environment. It means change to another job. It won't work that way. So it is really the time for us to look into, what exactly do we want in life itself? Are we in a job that we truly enjoy? Are we in a relationship that we are truly happy about? That is really truly growing us as a person? There's so much that we can learn from it. All right, so if that's the answer is yes, then find out what else we can do in order to be better. But if you find that the answer probably is no, then you know that it is time for you to make changes, okay, without the attachment. Remember, the card of the month is the devil card. Devil card is about chaining ourselves to our internal fear, chaining ourselves to our ego, and chaining ourselves to a comfort level, even though it is torturing us, okay? So you might, now, honestly, if you really calm yourself tonight, you will know the answer. It's just that a lot of times our conscious mind becomes so strong, protected by our ego, that it keeps on, even before really giving out ourselves a time to think about things, we will say no. Okay, it's like we will just say no, okay, and defensive mode. Remember, is at the end of the day, when we are in a defensive mode, no one can help us.
Yeah.
No one, all right? No matter how much we pay for a consultation, okay, no one can actually help us if we always try to defend ourselves and close ourselves. So tonight is the best time, because the portal, the doors are open. It's the best time to open up ourselves, and no one needs to know, because you have your own feeling and thoughts and findings inside you. It's a self-work for ourselves. And then it's the best time for us to think inside. What are the fears that we have? What are the things that are stopping us from pursuing the things that we truly want in our life itself? Okay? And then once you have gotten that answer, ask yourself, what are the things are you willing to change for it? What are the things are you willing to, in order to transform out of it? Okay, are you willing to let go of certain things, to make change of certain things, or even have the courage to say something out?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and then also the Empress, correct? I mean, of course, the three, like you were saying, is associated with this card, but also the Empress card itself, it's all about sort of like a growth, like a time to actually, you know, start things and slowly build things as well, right? Overall, what else can we infer?
Now, number 3, you see, the Empress comes after the Magician and the High Priestess. Now, in the study of Tarot itself, you see that number 3, it's the fruition or a child, or a child of the yin and yang. It means first you have a feminine or a feminine figure or a masculine figure. You have a magician, which represents the yang. Okay, you have the High Priestess that represents the yin. You have the masculine figure and the feminine figure, and then you give birth to number 3. From 1 it goes to 2, and when 1 and 2 merge together, you got 3.
Right.
And 3 itself is like something that we produce out. It's something that we give birth to. Therefore, 3 is always about creation. It's about individualistic. Even though you have like the genes of your father, you have the genes from your mother, but you are not your father nor your mother. Okay, these two things combines together and, like, you know, creates you, but you have your own individualistic character. It's your own self, right? And these things is also talk about like heaven and earth. We are the man in between. That's number 3. Heaven, cosmic trinity, heaven and earth. We are created in this society, in this environment, in this nature. But everyone has our own distinctive behavior, character, our own purpose, and our own ways of doing things. So that's for number 3 is the best number or reminder or the best timing to find what is our individual core value. Who are you? What type of, like, you know, fruits are you? It's like to fruitions. Like all of us come out from a combination of yin and yang. Okay, we come out from a combination of yin and yang, and out through this yin and yang thing, we created something which is very special, unique ourselves. But a lot of the time we give out our self-identity to conform to the identities of other people. Okay, we live the vision of our parents. We hope to continue on the legacy of our parents, or the hope or the dreams of our parents, example. Or we want to live the dreams of the society, of the expectations of how all this have been implemented to us. And these are the things that is killing our own individuality. So tonight, when all these trees together, all right, tonight is the best time for you to ask ourselves, to ask yourself, okay, all right, who are you in the first place? All right, don't think about all the commitments, all the responsibilities that's been given to you, all right, but think about you as an individual. What are the things you are good at? What are the things you are best at? What are the things that you need to improve on in order, at the end of the day, what are things that you can give back and you can contribute? Everything in the society itself, in nature, in the universe, is being created to contribute something. Look at the 5 elements. Look at the water. Look at the trees. Look at the mountain. Look at the sea. Look at the wind. Okay, even the animals, the birds, all contributes to the ecosystem. And then we as human beings, we have so much fear in us that sometimes we've forgotten our contribution. We just looking to belong somewhere. It's like, hi, we're doing a Facebook Live. Yeah, and it's like, no, we are longing and we are looking forward to actually to belong somewhere, that we've forgotten our unique contribution into the society itself. So tonight is the best timing to ask yourself, who are you in the first place? You are not a clone of your parents. You are not a clone of the society. We don't work in a herd. We are not sheep, okay? We are individual people who has our individual characteristics, strength, weaknesses. We have our own power. We have our own magic. What is yours? Ask yourself that, okay? You will find the answer. Firstly, of course, when you come out, if your mind tells you, I don't know, please suppress this question down, okay? Don't allow, I don't know, I'm lost, okay? Because all this will make you even more lost. It's not going to help, okay? The purpose of meditation is not telling yourself, I don't know or I can't do it. The purpose of meditation, of looking deeper, is trying to find what can I see deep inside me? What are the answers that I can find inside me? So the conscious ego reaction of protecting ourselves of I don't know, or I can't do it, or I'm not good enough, needs to go. All the buts and all the what ifs needs to go. All right? So when you're able to do that, okay, you can maximize heaven, earth, and man, the timely factor of this particular transition into the spring equinox of the full moon, where we like, people can meditate all the time, okay, and they will go slightly slowly deeper and deeper into their self. If you know how to do it tonight, okay, it is like an acceleration. It's like suddenly you go like much deeper, okay, because you have the energy of the environment to help you to go deep into it. But the question is, are you ready for it?
Correct. And also, you know, it's not just discovering new things while you're meditating or contemplating or doing your breathing exercises tonight and tomorrow, this couple of days, but it's also asking yourself for answers, seeking answers to the questions that you already have had pop up for not just the past couple of weeks, but also for the past several months, starting from end of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like further contemplation into maybe some dilemmas that you've been having, issues that you've been having to face, whether they're caused by people, circumstances, or things which have just arisen generally. It's good time to find answers to those questions.
Yes, and remember, okay, whatever that comes to you tonight, whatever that pops in, there are many ways that your conscious mind or your like logic mind tries to pops in and intervene. Okay, it will interrupt. It will comes up with a lot of questions of like, oh no, you won't be able to do this. I don't know how. I can't do it. I'm too weak to do it. Please stop all these things. If you don't stop it, you will become weaker and weaker. All right, so tonight is a night where you really have to have the integrity, have to your self-value, to really look into yourself without having anything to disrupt you and find the answer deep inside you.
That's right.
And then after that, tomorrow, when you wake up, if you got the answer, remember, one of the things that we can actually make use of, number 3, the Zhen Gua or the thunder, is what are the things that you're willing to say out truthfully from yourself? Remember, out of the 8 trigrams, okay, the Ba Gua, every Gua has a certain actions to take on. And the Zhen Gua, which is the Gua number 3, which is relating to tomorrow, which is like the year of 3, the month of 3, and the day of a 3. So tomorrow itself, right, is the best time for you to speak the truth. to say something, okay? To say something that actually like speak out your heart. What are the things that you feel that you have always longing to say it out, but you dare not say for whatsoever circumstance? All right? What are the things that you need to speak up for yourself? Okay, especially if actually brings out your value or it brings out your self-integrity. So that is important because integrity is also relating to 整卦. All right, so it's really all about that. So yeah, what else we have to add on? What are the messages that they have there? Okay, someone have questions to ask?
Let's see. Let's take a look.
Oh, I see Ice. Hello from Shanghai. Hi Ice. Hi. So I couldn't see like deeper into this. So what are the questions? What are the questions that they're asking? So if you have question. You have a Gua number 3, Melina, means like, no, you are very related because all 3. You see, if you are in the same Gua or you're in relation to this number itself, okay, of course, it will have a higher impact on you, all right? So it will be a very, very good time for you to really like, find the answer tonight. So those of you who have always been in the spiritual path, okay, meditation work and all that, yeah, this is the best timing for you to do so. And if you have any like questions you want to ask, you can actually share it now because it's not going to be a very long Facebook live as I mentioned earlier on, because it's like it's late, right? Okay, you guys, it is better for you to spend longer time in your sleep trying to get into like a meditation mode, get into sleep and pay attention to what are the dreams or the images that pops up to you in your sleep itself. Probably we can do another Facebook live that talk about dream interpretations. Yeah, talk about dreams, okay? And you can share, okay? All right, it will be better for you to really go into that, spend more time on your own, your me time. You have not taken your shower, trust me. Take a shower, a hot bath with some salt rub over, especially to your energy, porter. It means that the front chest as your heart chakra, the two shoulders where there's also the energy level. If you can do, you can also rub your third eye, which is your forehead here, and especially the back. You can reach your back, means because the heart chakra penetrates from the front and also the back, directly at the back of your front, what do you call this? Is it sternum?
Sternum.
All right, at your sternum area here, exactly the back, okay, to the sternum area, that's the back part of your heart chakra. And in Chinese metaphysics, that's also the most yin part of our body. A lot of negative emotions and energy, it will all actually be, attached here. That's why for those, I was raised up in a temple, and then we meet a lot of all this like, Taoists and Sifu and all this, right? That's why in Taoists, in Chinese, they say, if a person get encountered with all this ghostly spirit or whatsoever, okay, they say, oh, something is attached to your back. Okay, you hardly hear people say, oh, something is at the front that's attaching right in front of your chest. Okay, no, they don't say that. Why? They say this energy is attached to your back because the back portion, which is right at the back of our heart chakra, which opposite direction of where your sternum is, that is the area where it is most yin. All right, it is yin in the way that a lot of negative emotions or energies can be trapped at that area. So if you're really giving yourself a hot bath, okay, and a scrub of salt, remember to scrub this area, because when you really scrub that area, you are releasing all this tense up energy that has been like hanging onto you. So it helps physically in that sense. And then go on to bed, like have a warm water, okay, warm water, calm yourself down. If you can do meditate yourself to sleep. If not, then count your sheeps. If not, you can do your breathing meditation, right? Focus onto your breathing. And then when you get into sleep itself, you might have dreams, okay? Remember those feelings, emotions, remember the emotions where you are in your dreams, okay? Because probably the next time we have a Facebook Live, we can do a dream interpretation. Remember that, jot it down, and we can do a sharing, okay? You can sharing what are the things that you see, you feel, and then after that we can actually find out what will be the answer or the message that is really like trying to come out from your subconscious.
All right. Hello to Kim, Kim Miller, watching from the United States. And speaking of which, Stephen Huang says hello from New York City.
Hi, hello.
Thank you for the timely message. So we're glad we're doing this in Spain.
This is
People
short and
watching
sweet.
us
Yeah,
from
thank you so
the
much.
US and Malaysia.
Yeah, those of you in
etc.
Malaysia, it's really time for you to go to bed. Alright, remember tonight is a full moon. It's the best time for you to really be very in tune. And the best thing, as I recap, those of you who just joined us, okay, it is very seldom that you can find that a full moon together with a super moon and also the spring equinox, means a transition date in the solar calendar, happening at the same time.
Correct.
And also from a Western astrology point of view, it is also a full moon in what? A 0 degree?
Of Libra.
Of Libra.
Yep.
So when all these things is aligned, it's the most powerful phenomena that's happening. The energy is very, very intense inside. So if we are clear, we will see that the energy is getting intense, we got heightened up, and we will be like it's very magical for people who are very clear of your path and you know exactly what you want to achieve. This is like a magical moment for you. All right, but for those of us who are lost and we are unsure, we have not find our path, or we have not put in effort to find the path that we want to get into, you will find the conflict of emotions. When this portal opening up, we are afraid to go to it because we are not sure where to walk, okay, or where to go to. So you will find like depression, you feel lost, you feel frustrated, you feel anger, okay. It is fine, because all these feelings is just to tell you there's something in our life now that needs some amendments, needs some changes.
Yeah, and also do note that it's particularly strong now, these effects, strong, and by virtue of that, it's also good. Best time for us to really find those answers that we're seeking. And also, the main portal basically lasts for another month or so only. So this is like the time to really deal with whatever it is that's popped up, analyze them, and really try to resolve them.
And also, of course, all of you who are watching, okay, today, all right, like there are up to like 50 or 60 of you watching, you get this information. Remember, like, pay attention to the people around you as well, because it doesn't stop by tomorrow. It still goes on up to May at least. This is gradually residing off.
Right.
And this moment itself is an intense moment where people will be emotionally more disrupted of it. So if you find people who are more emotional, if you find your friends, your colleagues, anyone that with this little information that you can help them, please, you have learned something tonight, talk to them, tell them everything is fine, everything is okay. Help them to also find the answers to themselves.
Correct.
Okay?
Right.
Because by doing this, because sometimes people needs attention, people needs others to look into us. Okay, so if we actually pays slightly more compassion and attention to the people around us, there will be a lot of like unnecessarily events, which is sad, like the Christchurch events and all that. It could have been minimized. It could have been minimized. Okay, so I guess it's like we just need to pay more attention to other things.
That's right. Yeah.
Right?
Be share that shoulder to cry on, that person to consult with, and so on and so forth, and let them know it's okay.
Yeah.
And help them manage those feelings and
It is fine.
and try to steer them out of it.
Okay, so it is not weird, and you are not going crazy if you feel that you are very extremely emotional this moment. All right, so stop calling yourself that and work on it. Okay, just remember, don't victimize yourself. Don't get attention because you feel sorry for yourself. Okay, because if you get into that loop, you will delve deeper and deeper into it, and you can't get yourself back again. All right, so as long as you know that you want to help yourself out, there are many, many ways to get clarity in life. All right, so thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. Right, those of you in Malaysia, as I say, it's time to go to bed.
Yes.
All right, good night.
Good
Sweet
night.
dreams. And those of you who are of different part of the world, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the encouraging words, and we'll see you again.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.